Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is April the 20th, 2022, and today I'm going to do a stamp video. People have asked that watch the Canadian stamp albums that I had done previously, whether I was going to continue those stamps. So I did two videos. The first one started in 1867, and the second one ended in 1982. So all of those years were covered rather quickly. Going back and looking at those videos, I covered a lot of ground in a short period of time, and you really had to pause the video in places in order to really appreciate the stamps. But I am going to continue it. I'm going to start and use the Unity album that my father has and show you some more years of Canadian stamps here, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So if you haven't seen the previous two videos, go back in the catalog and have a look, see what I put out before, and then we'll go through this one here and show you a few more years of Canadian stamps, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and commenting, and continue to share the videos out to other people that you might find that would enjoy this stuff too. So it is stamps today, but post-crossing is still coming in the future. And I think there's going to be a car show coming up this weekend that I might do a video of as well. So if you're interested in different things and just different adventures, tune in because there's more stuff coming up. All right, let's flip the camera around and look at some stamps. So this is the Unity Canadian stamp album that my father used for his collection. And here we can see the start of 1983. You can see in this case, he's taken one stamp and put it where you would have two stamps put together. He had the one, so he just left it as a one. Most of his stamps are used, but you'll see the odd one that hasn't been canceled. It's put in there too. These nice old $5 stamps, which was quite a bit in 1983. Try not to get as much glare here. Nice $2 stamp. Some of these stamps I remember, I used to take my bicycle and bike down to the local post office and get stamps when they came out. I even had a lady there talk to me back when you weren't supposed to talk to strangers. Well, back then I guess we did. She asked for my address, and naively I gave her the address, and she mailed me a whole bunch of stamps, which I thought was kind of nice. These are great. These are all the forts in Canada. The whole series came out of the different fortifications. We're talking older forts. So you got the Halifax Citadel, Fort Wellington in Ontario, Prince of Wales in Manitoba. You can read. I don't need to read them all off to you. And we've got some trains. So for those of you who tuned into my trip out to the model train show, and I know there are people that enjoy trains and things, so yeah. Some different old soldier ones. Same page as the trains, and then we've got some Christmas stamps here at the bottom. With the different denominations, whether it's 32 for within Canada, 37 going to the US, or 64 cents at the time to go overseas. And the big visit of the tall ships. It still happens from year to year. We get tall ships will come in and visit Halifax or Miramichi. Some of these stamps may be familiar if you watched my video on the first day covers. This is the period when I was collecting first day covers, so 1984, 83, that area. And when I went down to the post office on my bike, that's what I was usually buying, is the new first day covers when they're coming out. There may be another adventure coming up. First week of May, I am working in Halifax for the week. So I may not have as regular videos coming out during that week, but I probably will film a few different things. My adventure there. Some loyalist stamps there. There's a Queen's University stamp where my sister attended university and her husband. Some lighthouses for those of you who enjoy lighthouses. There are many lighthouses here on the East Coast, but there are lighthouses throughout Canada. We have lots of waterways. And then more stamps on trains. The series continued. And here you would have had a sheet of all four of them with the extended border. My father never got that, so there isn't one in there. And then we have the Christmas stamps here for that year in 1984. And then we're in 1985. Some space, some exploration, some important women in Canadian history. Girl Guides of Canada. For those of you looking at the top, here are a coat of arms of the provinces. And then we're back into some more forts again. So Fort Erie, Fort Frederick. There's Fort Lennox in Quebec. $2 stamp. Once again, this would have been two stamps that were attached together. My father only had the one, so he's put one in. And more trains. During these early 80s, there were a lot of train-issued stamps. And there's a lighthouse. We didn't have that one either. That was the block of four together. And this stamp has lost its edge too, so one day I may have to look to see if I can replace that stamp. It doesn't have a tear in it. And the Christmas stamps at the end of 1985. There's some more ones here. And then 1986 starts with Expo 86. If you're noticing a bit of a glare, it's from the lights that are above. Birds, snow goose, gray horned owl, the great blue heron, spruce goose, flip you down there. Get a bit of a different angle here. CBC, which is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Have some Olympic stamps. Some more Christmas. And then some more trains. Lots Lots of locomotives. So there, that gives you a short view from 1983 to 1986, what stamps came out here in Canada. I wanted to do it a little bit smaller than I have in the previous two videos that I found went through them way too quickly and were covering too many years. When you're doing 20 and 30 years of stamps, you don't really appreciate the individual stamps nearly as much when I do it that way. So I thought I'd break it down a little bit more. We'll have more videos this way, I guess, and I'll pepper them in as I can. Not necessarily once a week, but whenever we get a break in Ukrainian stamps, or sometimes I get gift stamp ones that I like to show as well. So the Canadian ones will fit in there. So next week I will be here. There'll be a stamp video that will come out as a result. The week after that, I'm going to be in Halifax. So with me being away, I won't probably put out, well, I definitely won't be putting out a stamp video while I'm there. I might get to put out another video. It'll all depend on how much time I have after work to do it, but I won't have my computer that I normally am working on, so I might have to put it all together with the software on my phone if I'm going to do it that way. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till the Friday of that week and see what I can put together then. All right, well, for today, that's all I've got. So hopefully you guys are having a great week, and leave your comments below if there's something particular you liked in this video, or maybe you've got some constructive criticism of what you'd like to see. I know some people will say the lighting isn't as good, you're getting reflections back, or spend more time on each stamp. The more time I do on that, then the less I will be able to show. If you were to spend, say 15 seconds on every stamp, or get history on it, it would be a completely different video. And I may go back one day and redo some of these things and talk about certain aspects, whether it's just looking at Olympic stamps, or the birds, or all the trains that came out. You know, there are endless possibilities of what we can talk about. But what I would really like to do is go through, show you the collection that my father has put together of Canadian stamps, and then maybe get into some of the other countries that he's had a chance to collect. Part of what he used to do when he was at the height of collecting was he had pen pals around the world, and he would trade, say, 100 or 1,000 Canadian stamps with someone, and they would send back the equivalent of stamps from their country. So he had a great pen pal in Czechoslovakia before the country broke apart, and he has a nice collection of stamps from there. He had pen pals in the Netherlands, who actually was running a stamp shop. So Dad supplied Canadian stamps to him, and they sent back Dutch stamps to him for his collection, or German stamps, or whatever country he happened to be collecting. So he does have a nice European stamp collection as well. So one day we'll get into showing you those as well if you're interested. But for today, that's all I've got. So I'll put this together for you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And then we'll see what other videos we have coming up near the end of the week. Of course, as always, on Friday, I'll show you what came in the mailbox this week for post-crossing. On Saturday, we'll have That Dad Guy Answers. So any questions you had at the end of the last video, I will answer them on Saturday. And the last video, I mean the last That Dad Guy Answers video, which comes out on Saturdays. And then on Sunday, I'll have a few postcards that I'll have to write. But in there somewhere, I'll probably have the car show that's coming to town. And I'm hoping to get in and film it and show you what kind of event it is here in town. It is been coming for a long time, and I've seen a number of them. I've been there as a guest. I've worked there when I worked for the Moncton Coliseum, so I've seen the events that way. So this time I want to go in with the camera and do some videotaping and put together a synopsis of what you'd see if you came to the Moncton Car Show. All right, so for now, stay safe. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?